You know what, today was just incredibly real and raw testimony from these 4 police officers, 2 Capitol police officers and 2 DC Metro police officers who shared their experiences and relayed firsthand that this was real. This was a real scenario. This was a real insurrection with violence that was sent their way. These individuals had 2x4s and flagpoles thrown at them, speakers thrown at them. They suffered injuries and continue to deal with traumatic issues as a result of protecting democracy, which is all they signed up to do here on January 6th. And so they put it on us as lawmakers that it's our responsibility now to protect democracy because they did the very same thing on January 6th.
And Congressman, it was oftentimes very, very emotional for you all. We saw everyone with tears in their eyes hearing these things. But the big question that people across America are asking tonight is, what will this solve?
Well, it's important for us, just like the 9/11 report conveyed, a full documentation of what happened, failures, what we need to do to protect our country and this Capitol. That's the gold standard. The gold standard is to produce a document that will be clear and convincing and tell the American public exactly what happened on January 6th, what led up to the events on January 6th, including who financed those individuals, as well as what we can do to protect the Capitol, our temple of democracy here in Washington, D.C.
And in your opinion, what do we do to make sure something like this doesn't happen again?
Well, there's a host of things, and the committee will do our work and we'll put together a clear and convincing list, everything from the operational structure to how security decisions are made here in the Capitol, to potentially look at hardening our facilities, our doors and our windows to make sure that individuals can't break in to the Capitol building. So there's a range of things that we can do physically as well as organizationally within the Capitol. And so our job is going to be to look at all of that. But we can't whitewash what happened, and we can't whitewash everything that happened from Election Day to January 6th. Who encouraged that behavior, what fed into it, who paid for it. Those are the things that are going to be important components of the committee's work. I look forward to digging in with my colleagues. This is not bipartisan, this is nonpartisan. And so we're going to carry on the activities and make sure that we seek the truth. That's our only focus at this point.
And Congressman, that is our goal here at the Black News Channel. We have obviously Black viewers who would like to know, when you heard what the officer testified, it was Officer Dunn, when he said that he was called the N-word and he had never been called that in uniform. What was your reaction to hearing that?
Well, and what Officer Dunn also conveyed is that other officers of color, heard that, and slurs were sent at them too. Some who had never heard that word at all as well. He indicated he'd never heard it in uniform. It just hurts my heart, honestly. And Sergeant Ganell, who is from the Dominican as well. So our 2 officers of color who testified both had racial slurs thrown their way, and it pains me. And Officer Dunn testified, and his comment before in the press was, is this America? And that's a difficult question to answer. And you saw him, answer it too, because we can do so much better as Americans. But there were many individuals who came that day with bad intentions. And they're the ones who are responsible for this, in addition to those who financed them and told them to come. But my heart aches for Officer Dunn and what he went through. But I really do appreciate his thoughtfulness and his willingness to come testify and share his story. It's so compelling, and I hope every American has an opportunity to see it.
Yeah, and we know every American wants accountability after this tragic incident. Representative, we want to thank you so much for your time, for spending your afternoon with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Brittany.